daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whenever the heck it is you happen to be listening to Morning Mindset. You can listen anytime you want. That's a great thing about being an American. And maybe you're not an American, but through the beauty of on-demand audio, you can listen anytime, day or night, and you can even re-listen. Yes. If for some strange reason you're brand new to the show, well, congratulations and welcome. And I'd like to congratulate you on your excellent decision-making skills. All right, today we're going to talk about George Patton. And if you went to public school in the last 20 years and you don't know who General George Patton was, you need to get on the internet and do some research. But those of you who know the name George Patton, General George Patton, a very, very famous World War II general and American hero, he used to have a phrase called grab it by the nose or grab them by the nose. And when referring to confronting the enemy, Patton told his troops that we are going to grab them by the nose and kick them in the pants. That's right. And he meant that they were going to take on the enemy head on. They were going to take on their problems. They were going to address the issues or the problems or the task at hand head on, and they were going to kick it in the pants. That same concept can be translated to daily problems. Now, I'm going to assume most of you are probably not preparing for active combat, where there's going to be an enemy that you're going to have to grab by the nose and kick in the pants. And he didn't mean actually kick him in the pants. He meant shoot them with rifles and machine guns and so forth, or his tanks. But when he talked about the grab them by the nose strategy, he meant we're going to address the problem head on. We're not going to sit back and wait for the problem to fix itself, because it's not. We're not going to apply a half-hearted solution. When you kick your problem in the pants, that is not half-hearted. That's full-hearted. Patton often irritated his peers and his superiors by saying what was on his mind forcefully and not simply going along to get along. George Patton was never afraid to tell the emperor that he was naked. Yes, the emperor's new clothes. I would hope that all of you who are listening to me when you were young heard the story, read the story when you were in school or what have you, of the emperor's new clothes. And what was that story? What was the moral behind the story of the emperor's new clothes? The emperor was vain, and he was arrogant, and he had a whole bunch of sycophants. If you don't know what a sycophant is, again, go to the internet and research it. But he had sycophants all around him that would tell him, even when he was naked, that his clothes were wonderful, that everything was great. Everything's going along great. We're going to go along to get along. Don't make waves. How many times have you ever heard that? Don't make waves. Just, let it go. The problem will sort itself out. Now, General Patton's method of dealing with a problem was not to just sit back and hope that it solved itself. Patton wanted to address the problem. Okay, there's the problem. Boom, grab it by the nose. Now, how are we going to solve this problem? We're going to kick it in the pants. That's not a half-hearted thing. From a personal standpoint, I feel like we've gotten to know each other over the last couple of months. On a personal standpoint, I have been, I'm not Patton, but I've been in situations where I made my peers and my superiors uncomfortable by saying what was on my mind, by actually addressing the problem. I've been that guy who has told the emperor that he was naked. Now, the trick is, most of the time the emperor does not want to be told that he's naked. The emperor is very comfortable having people around him constantly telling him how great he is and how wonderful he looks and how stunning his new clothes are. even though he's completely naked. And I've never, whether it's a stubborn streak that I got from my mother or my father or my grandparents, I don't know where I got this streak. Maybe it's my Scots-German ancestry or what have you, but I've never been able to just sit back and tell the emperor that I loved his new clothes. I've always been the guy who has told the emperor that he's naked. Doesn't always make me popular. However, people say, well, how's that small business? I've been a small business owner. I've been working for myself, actually. I incorporated around 2009, so you can do the math. And people are like, well, how's that working for you? Well, it must be working pretty good. I have a home to live in. I have a car to drive. I have food to eat, and it's working out pretty well. I found that after working for other people for many years, for going on like 30 years, I found that I am my own best employee and I'm my own worst employee because I have this tendency to tell the emperor that he's naked. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. You're like, well, Paul, you just talked me out of it. I'm not going to grab the problem by the nose and I'm not going to kick it in the pants. I have had employers in the past who truly appreciated that. Not all of them did. Many of them didn't. But many of them actually did. And you may be fortunate enough to work for someone or with someone that will appreciate that. How many of you out there, I know a lot of you are like, you said, Paul, I want to advance in my career. I want to advance at my workplace. I want to do things, and I want to be noticed. You want to be noticed? Grab the problem by the nose and kick it in the pants. Take it head on. And it doesn't just have to be a work situation. It may be a personal family situation where there is a problem. There is an issue. And you can continue to pretend that that issue's not going on, that problem doesn't exist. You can apply half-hearted solutions to that problem, hoping that eventually the problem will fix itself. But as the problem lingers, whatever that problem may be, as that problem lingers, it grows like a cancerous tumor. When someone is diagnosed with cancer, what do the doctors say? Especially if they're always talking about catching it early, right? Well, why do they want to catch it early? They want to catch it early so they can address it immediately. Grab it by the nose and kick it in the pants. No physician will ever say, hey, we found out that you have cancer in this area of your body. What we're going to do is we're going to leave it untreated for about 6 months or so and just see what happens. No cancer doctor in the world would say that. They want to find out what the problem is, identify it, and immediately start kicking it in the pants. That's how you survive cancer. You don't survive cancer by thinking, maybe it'll cure itself. Maybe if I just pretend that the problem's not here, it'll go away. No, that's not how we do it, is it? And you're like, no, it's not how we do it. That's right. We address the problem head on, and then we apply a solution. Wow, it's almost like George Patton, whether he knew it or not, was referencing what? Referencing the Marine Corps leadership traits. Now, what's the T in leadership in the JJ did tie buckle? Tact. Sometimes you have to apply some tact. You know, when you encounter a naked emperor, you don't say, hey, bozo, you're naked. You know, you might want to apply a little bit of tact to the situation. And to harken back to our leadership traits, tact means that you can deal with people in a manner that will maintain good relations and avoid problems. You deal with problems politely, calmly, but what? Firmly. That's right, but firmly. So apply some tact, locate the problem, address the problem head on, and once the problem has been identified, make the decision to kick that problem in the pants, whatever it happens to be. Sometimes you got to tell the emperor he's naked and move on with your life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you didn't know you were going to get a George Patton Emperor's New Clothes segment today, did you? No, you didn't. But you're welcome. All right, everybody who has left a review on Amazon for the book Team Honey Badger, thank you very much. If you purchased the book, Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World, and you enjoyed the book, well, it would be fantastic if you would leave a review on Amazon. I would love for you to do that, and they would love for you to do that as well. So today's show is brought to you by Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. It's available on Amazon as a paperback or as a direct, immediate download Kindle version by an author called Paul Markle. Yes, yours truly. All right, guys, that's it for today. Talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.